What does the average caravan salesperson make a year? So I have found that salaries range typically from £22,000 a year to around £35,000. If you're working for someone like Haven, who pay 4% commission on the margin made, you'd have to do around 40 deals with an average margin of £10,000 in order to achieve another £20,000 on top of your £34,000 salary. Now, I think that is a really great year if you can generate and earn that sort of money. Anywhere between 40 to 60 is probably the main average. In this video, I'm going to help explain what I believe is what will take you from 65 to 75 upwards. My name is Sham, and if that is something that would interest you, I hope you enjoy this video. There are two ways in order to become great. One would be to absolutely maximize all the time spent in the office, and by doing more calls, more speaks, more presentations, more park tours, and physically getting in front of more customers. The more customers you see, the more deals you will do. The bigger you can fill that funnel, the more that will drop out. Sales is a numbers game, and if anybody tells you different, I would personally disagree. But on the flip side of that, the more skills you can have, that is what will take you from an average salesperson to an absolutely phenomenal salesperson. On that note, I'm going to take you to my trusted whiteboard where I'm going to go through 7 skills in order to take you into that top 10%. When I started this job in 2006, my salary was £10,000 a year. In 2009, one of my biggest fears that year was we went into a recession, and I was thinking to myself, am I even going to have a job that year? Now, I can't explain how hard I worked in order to make sure I made enough money that year, and I ended up being not only the top salesperson at the park. That was the first year I made in excess of £50,000. And then after that, year on year, I kept going up and up because I found out the system within myself in order to make that sort of money, how hard I needed to work, how many people I needed to see, how driven I needed to be in order to be one of the top salespeople. And it was that helped me then learn even more skillfully once I realized I don't want to keep working this hard for the rest of my life. This will increase your sales, increase conversion, increase cancellation rate, and I genuinely think this will help you so much in your social and personal life as well. So let's get straight into it. Number 1, you've got tonality. Did you know words only stand for 7% of your contact? Tonality sits at 38%, and then body language sits at 55%. Think of it when you next hit the phones, when that customer is going to hear you for the first time against all the other salespeople that they're getting calls from. Think of that. Think about when you're talking to a customer face to face, talking about finances, about when they tell you a sad story. Think about when they tell you their traveling time. Every question that you ask, there's a level of tonality it needs to be in order for that customer to truly realize that you are engaged, interested, and also wanting to know about them. Number 2, we have questioning. I am talking about the nitty gritty, how to find out what their kids do, where their kids are from, what their kids' interests are. A lot of people genuinely do questioning in a way where that customer feels like all the salesperson wants to know is things that are going to help the salesperson. So dig deeper, question in a way it is all about them. I will do a separate video purely on questioning, best discovery questions to ask. When I get with a customer, the biggest thing for me is to really genuinely understand where they're coming from, and I will do more training around that in different videos. Number 3, problem finding. You have customers in front of you because they have a problem. There is a problem you need to find. You need to understand their background, why they want to change their lives. People don't like change. yet they are in front of you because there is something they want to change. Think about that. So think how you need to problem find and get the truth out of them. Number 4, we have persuasion. Now, a lot of people think of the word persuasion as salesy or slimy. Now, I don't think of persuasion like that. I think of it as you helping the customer to understand the future benefits and what that will do for them in order to time travel them to a place where they can physically see so much value in what you're trying to help them to do, but do it from their point of view and why they should do it. Number 5, negotiation. One of the best salespeople I ever worked with used to always make sure they were feeling like they were getting a hell of a deal. There was always room for negotiation. And I remember seeing it quite often, and I was really lucky to work with this person at the right time of when I did. Human behavior. Now, there are different types of social styles, buying motives, buying styles. So to learn more about this is absolutely crucial. In order to understand human behavior around how a person buys, this is a video on its own. Psychology in itself, I absolutely love, and getting to understand the human behavior more was actually more exciting to me in training courses than all the rest of it. Once I sort of got through the process and understood that, human behavior, and number 7, my absolute favorite, emotional intelligence. That was an absolute game changer for me. I feel like in and outside of work, in my own home life, in my spiritual life, I feel like this has changed so much for me. And I am 38 years old, and if I would have learned some of this earlier in life, I genuinely think I would actually be a lot further in my career now, or I would have been a lot more successful. And I have been fortunate enough to have Millionaires Club success, where I've achieved over £1 million worth of profit in a year. I have experienced being top salesperson and things like that, and it is the most amazing feelings. And in order to work on these 7 points here, I think will help any person who isn't getting the right form of training in their current job roles. We had that spike in COVID where I think people thought the job became easy, and that definitely wasn't the case. I just felt like I needed to continue to sharpen my skills and keep training, which I did. I would love to know on which one of these points, or even a different point, you may think is the most vital thing to when it comes to becoming a great salesperson. So please comment in the comment section below. I hope you have enjoyed what I've gone through here with you. And I have to tell you, in the next video, I am going to go through what I think is the most bulletproof plan that you can have in order to be a success. It came from the GOAT. If you don't know what GOAT stands for, it means greatest of all time. And I'm going to talk you through the most in detailed plan of how you can physically put the best system in place in order for you to be successful as a salesperson. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.